Well, welcome to Keith and Kevin's Repair and Restoration. Today on this QX4 Infiniti with the 3.5 liter, we're going to be doing this squealing belt. I'm going to give you some tips and pointers on this job. Stay tuned. Okay, it's going to be kind of hard to see, so I'm going to point some stuff out. Right there, we're looking at the bottom adjustment, and you do have to loosen that pulley. I've already done that, so I'm just going to loosen this now. And this is your actual adjustment, and this is the reason why it keeps making noises. Oh, sorry. Because as you see, it'll start sliding down, and that's how you get the belt off. Not too bad, but the problem is there's no automatic tensioning like most cars. So, alright, go ahead and try to take that belt off, please.
Damn, it's not going to come off.
You have to push that pulley down.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, you got way more, dude.
Oh, I gotta adjust that last nut, sorry. Yeah, it's got tight again. That's funny. Okay, now try it.
Yeah, no. You're not pushing that down.
Alright, as you can see, we got it off. You got to loosen the bottom as you're loosening this bolt until you get it to where it wiggles. Don't take that bolt completely out. You'll be hating life if you do. Alright, let's take this belt out and let's look at the difference between Eprom and your standard belt. Okay, the belt on the left is our original non-Eprom, and if you look at the belt on the right, that is an Eprom belt. Now the difference is pretty much the material, but how you measure. They actually have a plastic tool you'll stick in here to measure your ribs, where on this one you don't. And they're also two different materials. This one has more like a cloth-like feel, so you don't get the rubber noise you get once the belt gets worn in and stretched. Also, Eprom's supposed to stop the stretch too, so we'll see. We'll give it a try. We'll let you know how this goes in 6 months. But yeah, here's the difference between standard Eprom. It's a Dayco Eprom belt that we're going to be using. And for all those who want to know the part number, I won't bother spelling it out, but I'll give it to you here.
Dayco belts are supposed to be really good too.
Yeah, this is a poly-ribbed, or also known as Eprom. Alright, let's go back to the car. Okay, so I'm going to show you how the adjustment works. As I'm taking the bolt down, you can see that the pulley is coming down, and there is a stop limit of how far down it will go, and I'm about reached it. Alright, that's as much as you're going to get. That's it.
And now you have to undo the nut up top. There we go.
Okay. Now this is one belt. I will say that you really need to make sure that you're on all your ribs, because once you tighten this thing up, there is no adjustment. You look good from down here. And we are at the bottom of the motor, by the way.
Yeah, it seems good.
Okay, so the reverse is normal. You're going to hit this bolt right here as you're going back up. I'm going to hand tighten it until I get tension on the belt. Okay, that's about all I'm able to get with my fingers. Come in with my 12. This is really hard to do with the camera in one hand and the wrench in the other. But we'll do our best here because we're committed. That's what we do. That's a sweet spot.
Yeah, that doesn't really correlate with the word gravy.
Nope. Okay, so you can see, as we're tightening it, that pulley will start going up. And it's got quite a travel. You're going to be here for a minute. It's a little long-winded. It's kind of like my conversation right now. Now this is one car I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to throw away the belt tension rule of a 10th, because I found with a 10th it's just going to squeal. You've really got to send this bolt up to high heaven. Okay, now we're going to check our tension. Okay, we're really good. I'm going to go ahead and lock this bolt down here. I'll go ahead and we'll do that with the wrench. We're using a 9/16 for that one. Okay, so I want to show you about how much deflection I'm giving it. Just enough to push my finger in. That gives me a 1/10. Too loose, this thing's just going to do what it's been doing. So, last thing you got to do to call this job complete, obviously put that nasty little cover on. But you got to get to that bolt right there on that idler tensioner, or the adjustment tensioner, and you got to tighten that top bolt up. I don't have a torque spec for you, just make it tight.
The last thing you want is this thing flying off when you're on the highway.
Yeah, you don't want to make it too tight, otherwise you'll pinch the bearing, so.
About right there.
Yep.
So I'm having to put some...
Yeah, you should have to put a little bit on it. Should be about 25 pounds.
Oh, well then it's at like 30.
Good.
Alright, let's try it.
Alright. Coming up. I think we got her. One more squeal. That seems to be the notorious one, the bigger one. Of course, got the alternator, power steering, and a fan on it, plus the idlers. So. The other one don't give us no trouble. They weren't the air conditioning, surprisingly enough. Alright, so here's the 29,000 mile update. Just to let you know, I didn't change the AC belt. I was trying to remember why I didn't. I didn't change the belt because I didn't need it. And number two, I couldn't find Eprom. I could find the standard belt, but I couldn't find an updated Eprom belt. And I'll show you what it looks like after 29,000 miles right now. Now I'm sure someone's going to say, well, you should have changed them both at the same time. And yeah, you're probably right, but I will tell you this much. The air conditioning belt, for whatever reason, doesn't wear. I mean, eventually it'll wear and snap one day, sure, but there's no cracks in it. It's not making noise. The noisemaker in this deal here was basically the fan pulley, power steering, and alternator, and three of them on the main. It gets a little loose, then you get that awful noise, and it can get pretty bad. It gets so bad your neighbors will start to hate you. I'm going to go ahead and start it up so you can listen, and that way you can hear that there's no noise. This fix did work, so if you're having a noise issue, get an Eprom belt poly rib from Rock Auto. Do this job real quick and you'll be good to go. Alright, let's start it up. Let's see the mileage. 127,744. Alright, let's start it up. No noise. Still on the factory AC belt though. I'll be changing that this summer. Hopefully it'll have a poly rib now. When I did this job they didn't, so that's why you kind of see the hodgepodge there. And I was testing. Tested out so good, I didn't even mess with it after the fact, which is kind of funny. I usually finish the job I start, but this time we were testing, so that happens. Other than that, I got some other jobs planned for this Nissan, so make sure you subscribe. But some of the jobs that I have coming up, this thing has a weird starting problem. Before you go run out and buy your $138 starter or $250 depending on your model, you got to really check something here. In that video, I'll go through what actually causes this problem with the starters. It'll make you think you have a bad starter when in reality you really have another issue, voltage drop. We'll get to that. Thermostat, we're going to do thermostat on this. I'm not getting the best gas mileage right now because thermostat stuck wide open. Yeah, that happens. So other than that, for 127,000 miles, this vehicle has been very reliable. I've hardly done anything to it besides the stuff you've seen on YouTube. I just haven't had to do anything to it. But she's getting up there in years. There's a couple things to do. Got to fix a little battery issue. Got a little intake leak. Every once in a while you can hear a slight hiss, and the trim numbers verify it. So yeah, it's a good time to subscribe. These jobs will be coming out this summer. So other than that, that's where I'm going to leave it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.